Okay, we're going to look at extending our understanding of indices and powers to go beyond our normal squaring and cubing and so forth. So let's start with stuff that's relatively simple. And let's just start with 10 squared, which I think you all know is 100, because 10 times 10 is 100. 10 cubed is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1000. And a lot of you already know the pattern for this, but you can work them each out and you get these ever increasing series of values. So each of these has got an extra 10 multiplying in. So to get from here to here, we are multiplying by 10 each time. So each of those steps up there is multiplying by 10. And that should make it quite obvious, I think, that the steps coming down are dividing by 10 each time. So that gets us down this list, which means we can now carry this list on as far as we see fit. We can keep dividing by 10 as much as we can be bothered. So 10 to the power of 1 is just a lonely 10, dividing by 10. 10 to the 0, that's probably the first new tricky one. I'll divide that by 10 and you get 1. 10 to the negative 1 then, or we divide that by 10 again, we get 0.1. And if we divide by 10 again, we get 0.01, and we can keep doing that as far as we can be bothered or as we need to. So these get smaller. Raising things to negative powers makes them smaller. Now we can actually do this directly without the pattern by writing these in another way. So if I give myself a bit more space and write these in a different format, 0.1 you should know is a tenth. 0.0 is, I've missed one out here, these have got too many zeros in. Oops a daisy. 0.01 is 1 over 100. And 0.001 is 1 over 1000. So here we've got the divisions written explicitly as fractions. I'd like to point out to you that 10 is 10 to the power of 1, 100 is 10 squared, and 1000 is 10 cubed. So what I'm hoping you spotted there is that this number here is the same as this number here. The negative has just made it a fraction. So if we try that with some things we can do with other values than 10, we can get ourselves some values. So let's try 5 to the power of negative 2. Well, that's got to get us our fraction, and 5 is going to be squared, so that becomes a 25th. So 5 to the negative 2 is a 25th. We could do 4 to the negative 3. Well, that's going to be 1 over 4 cubed, and that's going to get us a 64th. And let's do one more. Let's do 2 to the negative 5. So negative makes it a fraction, and it's 2 to the 5 that we're putting under our fraction. Now 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 I think is 32. So this becomes a 32nd. 2 to the power of 5 is 32. And there we go. That is how we can use negative numbers in our index and still get a sensible numerical answer. I hope that helps. There's some work for you to do on this. Enjoy.